Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. Hope you're all well. We've got a little movie review today. Please, if you're new to this channel, please push that old subscribe button and please push your bell notifications to make sure they're set to public so you get to know all these little movie reviews and TV drama reviews and information vlogs are coming out and everything. And hope you enjoy. Please tell your friends anyway, and there's lots of things we look at, lots of reviews, lots of little specials as well we do from time to time, and little quizzes sometimes as well. So please, all are welcome. Right, so what we're going to look at today is a film called, it's been in the pipeline a little while actually, but it's only just come out to buy in the UK from the 13th of July 2020. So you can stream this at the moment. It's been available for streaming. I'm not too sure for how long it's been available, but obviously it piqued my interest when I checked what was coming out to buy and I hadn't seen this. So I sort of went out and watched it and saw what all the fuss was about because it looked quite interesting. And it's called River Runs Red. It's the DVD's $7.99 to buy. 94 minutes long. It's a thriller written and directed by Wes Miller, and it's about a son of a successful judge played by Taye Diggs is killed by two police officers. It's obviously appropriate with the times we're living in at the moment. Obviously, the two police officers are played by Luke Hemsworth and Gianni Capaldi. And obviously, yes, the system sets the police free, and obviously the judge sets out with other people to try and excuse me, to dispense justice in his own way. Certainly not as a judge, but hey, there you go. Not based on a true story, as far as I know. I mean, there's no element of that based on some of the story I saw. No, I can't imagine this is a true story, but it does have a lot of obviously serious subject to matter, and the things that are going on in the legal system in the US, etc. It also stars John Cusack and George Lopez. Is it any good? Well, Rotten Tomatoes, not great. 22% the critics gave it, which isn't a high rating, is it? 22%. That's just based on 9 critics, though, so not many critics. But the audience rating is a lot higher. The audience rating is 77% positivity, based on 263 at the time of recording this. 263 reviews. So that's sort of what piqued me interest. I thought, well, the critics don't like it, but the audience do, so we've got a good chance. But some of the comments from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes: entertainment value low, pretty good story with a cast that makes the film work, so they are, these positive, vital piece of social commentary, again a positive, weak revenge thriller, cliched vigilante thriller. So I think that's why it only got 22% positivity rate, which means it only scored 6 or more with 22% of 9 critics. So what's that? As a fifth of 9 critics, so probably 4.5 critics. Was it? Not 4.5, 2.5 critics. Obviously, weren't overly. Were impressed. The rest weren't really impressed. The Metascore rating, the Metacritics, that's the critics on the you can see through Internet Movie Database. They've only scored it again low at 2.6 out of 10. And there's only about 5, I think there's only 5 critics reviews again on this, and it's scored anywhere between 2.5 being the lowest and 4 being the highest out of 10, which is pretty pathetic. A couple of the comments, which I'll sort of touch upon in a minute as well. Serious subject and makes a hash of it. Stiff, sluggish, neither substantive or thrilling. Neither substantive or, how do you sound? I can't even say that one. Substantive or thrilling. That's how you pronounce it. It's how I've written it anyway. Yeah, so not a lot of love from the Metacritics. What about Joe Public, who's seen this? There's plenty of reviews on Internet Movie Database. There's over 2,600 reviews. But it's scoring 4.8 out of 10, so a little bit higher than Rotten Tomatoes and Metascore, but certainly not as high as the Rotten Tomato audience score. And some of the comments, again, some positive, some negative. So they go boring, that's a comment. Acting, dialogue and people so bad. Zero character chemistry. Strong, very slowly gets worse. Poorly made. Worth the watch. So again, you get some people who obviously do like it, and obviously, but they are slightly the minority on this one. Lost potential, too deep for a lot of people to understand. I'll come back to that one in a minute. I mean, it's implying that obviously some people are a bit thick, perhaps. Yeah, disturbingly true depiction of life now. So yeah, I mean, again, that's agreeing with it. Bland. I think that's the opposite. Above average. And then the last two comments, you've got bad from somebody, and you've got excellent from someone else. So that just about sums up reviews from anybody, really, doesn't it? There's such a widespread. One person's good review is another person's bad review. Yeah, so my little movie game nostalgia look at this. Looking at a couple of the criticisms, neither substantive, I still can't say it, or thrilling. Yeah, I mean, the thrill element was a bit weak, to say the least. I'll sort of just summarise in a minute. But yeah, the thrills were few and far between. So I can't disagree with that. And as for substance, yes, no, I have to agree with that criticism from one of the critics there. I think they're spot on. There's another one there that I'll come back to in a minute. Joe Hughes of The Public there, some of their criticisms. Acting, dialogue and people so bad. Yeah, I mean, acting was okay. I just, as you say, it comes back to the chemistry, doesn't it, of the people and the characters, and it didn't sort of quite work in this for me. Even the married couple who suffered the loss at the beginning, which obviously Taye Diggs and I forgot the young lady's name at the moment, but I don't really find these chemistry quite works even with the married couple who suffered a great loss. Even though some of the acting is not bad, but it's not that bad. Zero character chemistry. See, that's exactly what I'm saying. There's very little of that, and John Cusack's in it as well. And they sort of throw him in, and you wonder why he's in it. To be honest with you, for his role, it just seems totally pointless. Lost potential. Yeah, I think that's based on the subject matter. Because again, I'll get onto that in a minute. It does lose potential as a story to tell. And this too deep for a lot of people to understand. I'm not too sure. There's a lot of verbal in it. I'm not thick enough to say that I don't understand the verbal. I can understand the things behind it, but that doesn't mean it has to be a good film just because it has a serious, asks serious questions. And the trouble is, it doesn't move the film along very well. So I think that's a bit harsh from that member of the public there. Too deep for a lot of people to understand. I think he's giving people less credence than they should have, to be honest with you. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the movie has an interesting opening 15 minutes. It sets it up pretty well. I mean, obviously you get to know a couple of the characters and the build up, and obviously you get to quite a graphic start to the movie, the first 15-20 minutes, and the ending is a bit of a surprise. It's unusual. It's not clever, but it's an unusual ending. And the only problem you've got in a 94-minute film is you've got 70 minutes in between that doesn't quite fill the void, actually, from a great start to a pretty good ending, and in the middle it just wanders along. It doesn't quite get the blood flowing. It's sort of quite bland, which again, coming back to some of the criticisms there, was it's sort of sluggish and stiff. I mean, yeah, that's sort of coming into that. I mean, it is a serious subject. It's about a serious subject, and obviously it's one of these things that divides people on reviews as well. You get the again, as I've mentioned many times with these reviews, a lot of political fallout over this sort of thing. But it is a serious subject, but the movie does lack any edge or real character development to make you care about anyone, really. I mean, obviously you've got people there who obviously have going through a lot of things, and it just doesn't quite get that over. So that depiction there, if you go think back to one of my little comments earlier from one of the Metacritics, from one of the critics, a serious subject and makes a hash of it, I would have to actually mirror that statement. I think it does. I think it's such a serious subject. And I said it does. The first 15-20 minutes sort of sets it up to be quite an interesting film, and it doesn't quite carry it on. It does. It's sort of, yes, it does make a bit of a hash of it, unfortunately. And it's a shame with the subject so serious that the film's done that. As such, I certainly won't put anyone off watching it, but but you will be a little bit disappointed, I think. I mean, but as I say, I'm not saying I've wasted 94 minutes of my life watching it. I just thought it should have been so presented so much better, and it wasn't. It was just a bit weak in the end. So my little MGN rating at the end of all this, anyway, I'm just gonna go. I mean, sometimes if I give something a 5.5, that means I don't think it's that great, but I won't put you off. But I'm going to just give this a 5 out of 10, which is in line with the Internet Movie Database average rating for Joe Public. I'm just going to give it a basic 5 out of 10 and say this is out to buy $7.99, which is cheap enough, but obviously get it straight. If you can get this film streamed as a freebie, obviously you've got a subscription, etc. Yeah, it's probably okay, but I certainly wouldn't tell you to spend £7.99 on it, that's for sure. Anyway, that's The River Runs Red, which is out to buy from the 13th of July 2020 at £7.99 on DVD here in the UK. Please check your territory for how much it would cost you wherever you are. Anyway, thanks for watching this. Please check all my little links on the screen now, etc. And if you're not really into Twitter, please, you can follow me on Facebook as well. I'll try to follow everyone back, and you can get to me on Facebook if you just search for Bernard Dineen. Dineen spelled D-I-N-N-E-N, the same spelling on Charles Dineen. Charles is my first name, Bernard is my second name, but everyone calls me Bernard, so there you go. That's another story. So please, if you can do that, and please, if you can check out my little website, moviegamenostalgia.com, for old and rare DVDs, movie posters and board games. If you can spend a couple of minutes having a look on there, it'll help with footfall. Even if you don't buy anything, it'll help me Google Analytics and all this sort of complicated stuff that I don't quite understand, but I know it's good for people to actually press the link and go onto it and check on it. I know it's good. I get reports and stuff, I can't make head and tail of them. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Please join me again very soon for something else. What are you going to do with the rest of your day? Look after yourself, look after your friends, look after your family. Let's all look after each other. This is Bernard saying goodbye, and I'll see you all again soon.